Hey everyone, I'm Sam Azard. Today we're going to be taking a look at the world premiere for gameplay from Halo Infinite's campaign. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe so you can stay up to date with all of the upcoming content regarding Halo Infinite prior to launch, as well as a ton of new, fun, and exciting things after the game does come out. If you enjoy the video, feel free to share with your friends, hit the like button, and if you have anything exciting to share or if you notice anything that I missed, feel free to leave a comment so we can discuss. Now without any further ado, let's get into it. Alright, and here we are jumping right into the gameplay right off the bat. You hear a lot of background sound with birds, and then there's going to be some other wildlife down here on the ground. The interactive wildlife is going to be amazing in this game. We've got the assault rifle. Looks a lot like the Halo Reach design, but a lot cleaner. And then here in the background, that wreckage looks like a clear homage to the rings being destroyed. And right there, we see the Banished in their own special, unique, red-colored modified Phantom flying overhead. Here we see a Warthog, and a huge thing we have to mention is Sprint is back. I know a lot of people may have mixed feelings about that, but either way, that is there. It is officially confirmed. Sprint will be in Halo Infinite. Another thing worth noting there is RB was the action button. Now this may create some questions as far as what the overall button layout is going to look like, as well as what kind of abilities and weapon options we might have in the game. Most of us who've been playing for a long time will remember RB as the action button started in Halo 2 and carried through Halo 3. Both of those games had dual wielding. Now we do know from gameplay that we're going to see later on here in just a moment that dual wielding doesn't appear to be an option. So as far as why they made the decision to move the action button to RB as opposed to X, which is where it has lived for the last several Halo titles, I'm not 100% certain. It's also worth noting, I don't know if this is the default controller layout or if this was the layout of choice for whoever it was that was playing for this demo. And this right here is huge. We're getting a ton of new information just from this one menu. First and foremost, you can see that it does appear to in fact be open world. As far as how open it is, that hasn't been completely confirmed. There has been speculation that it's going to follow a Metro type of open world feel where each mission has its own open world type segment of a map that you can explore. And then of course there's the alternative that it may be 100% open world. Looking at some other areas of this menu, there is so much to take in. First, at the very top, we've got the bumpers, left bumper, right bumper, allowing you to scroll through what appear to be different tabs or options within the menu. TAC map is what we're on right now. That is showing the overworld map, as well as waypoints for what appear to be quests, maybe enemies of interest. You can see that several of these have different icons on them. That makes me extremely curious about what those are going to be used for. It seems that it may be something similar to the open world quest in Destiny, where there's a high value target, reach a certain point, anything along those lines. That's kind of the vibes that I'm getting from these icons being different and located in different areas here on this TAC map layout. Now something that really excites me is right next to TAC map, we've got upgrades. This is going to tie into another theme that a lot of folks have wanted from a Halo game for a long time, which could very well be RPG style upgrades. As of right now, there's been no official word from 343 or Microsoft regarding this tab. We don't see it in the gameplay reveal, so unfortunately we are only left to speculate about what is going to go on there. It could be armor upgrades, it could be weapon upgrades, customization. There's a wide variety of things that it could be. I don't want to speculate too much as far as how those upgrades are achieved. It's not confirmed. However, if you look here on the map, for each quest item, there is that star icon as well as a number next to it. For all the items that we see in this reveal, the number is 0320. We know that those aren't coordinates on the map because there are different points on the map all having that same number, which leads me to believe that it is going to serve as some sort of an in-game currency as reward for completing those quests. It is possible that if that is in fact a currency system, that may be what we use to make upgrades to whatever it is that we're able to upgrade on the upgrade tab. Again, this is speculation just based on the limited look that we were given here in this reveal. And to the farthest to the right, beyond upgrades, we have database. This could be really anything. Hard to tell what's going to be in this database tab. It will likely just be a hub of information, but as far as what kind of information is going to be there, we don't get any insight into that, and there's been nothing confirmed at this point. And now if we look at the menu options at the bottom of the screen, we've got B to close, pretty normal, A to set waypoint, that seems pretty standard, zoom options with the triggers, and a big one that stands out is Y to view missions. I personally am just dying to see how this plays out, what kind of missions we can get, how many we can carry at a time, which ones are side missions, which ones play into the main story. There's so much that we could go into here that unfortunately wasn't shown, and we're just gonna have to wait to get our curiosity settled once they reveal more information on that. So in the meantime, all we can do is speculate. If you have ideas or anything that you think about the missions, how they'll be handled, how we can switch and alter between them, leave a comment and let me know, and we can discuss down there and see what you think. Alright, so jumping back into gameplay, we've got this beautiful overworld, grass jumping out, mud, water, a big jump, and curiously enough, on the sides we see different bases, and I'm wondering how those tie into the gameplay itself and where you can find different items, possibly going back into the upgrades. Now looking at this here, we see the Magnum is back. This looks like an ODST Halo 2 style Magnum. One thing worth noting is it doesn't appear to have any sights on it like the Halo 5 Magnum does. And here we see an Elite up close. Everyone's really excited about the redesign on the Elites, the classic look, the smooth armor. Something worth noting right in there is a Covenant weapon cache. And we get to see several items there. Looks like a plasma pistol, the Needler, so 2 old weapons confirmed to be returning, and then the other weapon looks to be the new burst carbine, which we will see later in this gameplay preview. And now right here we've got a brand new UNSC weapon. This is the VK-78 Commando, and something that is super interesting about the display right here is it shows what exactly the weapon does, how it shoots, and the type of ammunition that it uses. It's listed as a tactical rifle with kinetic ammo, full auto firing. This opens up a whole can of questions regarding the gameplay and how weapons can possibly change and be altered. This ties back into the option in the TAC map menu for upgrades. It makes me extremely curious about if they are following something, again, similar to Destiny, where you can upgrade your weapons, change the kind of ammunition that they fire, change the way that they fire. There's a lot of speculation that we could do there. I don't want to dive too deep down that rabbit hole. I'm getting the feeling that they are going to be opening up options for customizing guns, just because it is so unusual to see that kind of information right there on the screen. And right here, we get our first view at aiming down sights. It's super quick, we barely got anything, but one thing that we can see is that it is definitely a full screen aim down sight animation. And right here we get another really interesting look at the combat and how that's going to change. We see the brutes from the Banished brandishing the red colors, and right here, shooting at the knee, I'm going to go back and look at that in slow motion. When you watch the bullets make impact with the legs, the brute goes into a stumble animation of sorts while he's sprinting. It looks like this is reactive damage from being shot in the leg. Again, it could have been a fluke where that's just part of the animation as a brute goes berserk and he just happened to be shooting at his leg. However, it doesn't seem like that's the case. This looks like a deliberate gameplay mechanic. And right here we get something huge. Usable equipment. This is something that was only in Halo 3 and never came back after Halo 3. And right there, we've got the grappling hook. This is something that was speculated for a little bit. It was all but confirmed on the box art that got revealed the day before this gameplay reveal. And now we're finally seeing it in action. Here we get a look at another new weapon, the Ravager. As we can see, similar to the Commando, it shows what kind of weapon this is, how it fires, and the ammunition that it uses. Here's another interesting thing. RB to hit the button, no quick time event. That was something that a lot of folks disliked in Halo 4 and Halo 5, the way the quick time events would break up the gameplay and slow it down. Here we've got the traditional style where it's just immediate and you go right to it. There we've got more wildlife, more birds. I think it's really cool that that's being included and appears to be interactive. As you walk closer to them, they fly away. Really nice touch. Here's our first look at jackals. And now we get to see the Ravager in action. This looks to be a high damage output weapon. A big thing to notice right here is clamber. We get our first look at a new Covenant weapon, the Pulse Carbine. It's interesting to note that in that moment when we first saw it, it didn't display all of the added information as far as how it fires, what ammunition it fires, anything like that. And right here we get a look at another new weapon, the Mangler. At first glance, this looks a lot like the Mauler from Halo 3, but as we'll see in a moment, it's a little different. It looks like a single-fire revolver-style weapon, not like the shotgun that we saw with the Mauler in Halo 3. And right here we get to see how the fusion coil can be used as a weapon in-game. Using the grappling hook, you can hook it, pull it into yourself, and then chuck it, similar to a grenade. One thing I am curious about is what kind of throw mechanic this will have. And another brand new weapon. This is super cool. We've got the CQS-48 Bulldog. And this is another situation where we get to see what kind of a weapon it is and how it shoots. It's a shotgun, it uses kinetic ammo, and it does spread damage. That seems pretty straightforward for a shotgun. And right here we're going into the end of the gameplay reveal. Following this is a cutscene that they used to finish it off. In this video we wanted to look at specifically just the gameplay, new weapons, gameplay mechanics, how that all works. So at this point we have reached the end of our gameplay analysis. And that's all we have for today. If you enjoyed the video, please share with your friends, hit the like button, and leave a comment down below. Let me know if you found anything that I missed or if you want to go over anything new that you might have seen in this video. And as always, please consider subscribing so you can stay up to date with everything we'll be doing prior to the release of Halo Infinite and then a ton of new things once the game is finally in our hands. Thank you again.